Very lucky, we've got a very special coach, Liz Kincaid from the Academy of Gymnastics in Portishead, and she's brought along with her some special guests. We've got Alice Summers coming in to do some warm-ups, and Liz is going to introduce some other guests as we go along. So as always, make sure you've got some water, you've got plenty of space around you, and listen to your bodies, don't push yourselves too far. We are going to be doing a spot prize today, hashtag QQW, and make sure you send in lots of pictures to all our social channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Liz is also going to be running a competition in line with the Academy of Gymnastics, and I will let her explain that to you in a minute. For now, I'm going to hand over to Liz. You're in great hands, and I'm sure you're all going to have a fantastic session today.
Thank you, Jo. Well, welcome everybody. It's a really strange time, but don't worry about having time off gym. Actually, having time off gym is a really good thing sometimes. You know, it allows your body to repair, and it actually gives you time with your families that probably a lot of you don't normally have. So I think you've got to look on the positives, and that's something definitely that we've done. And also what we've done with our gymnasts is we've done a lot of different things that we wouldn't normally do. So we've had a chance to spend a lot more time on our dance and our ballet, and also we're becoming stronger. So when we do get back into the gym, we will actually be fitter and stronger. And I think that's going to be really good for the girls going into the next season as well. So, you know, there's always a positive in every situation. And so we're really, really playing on the positives. So today what we have for you is I've got some of my gymnasts here. We've taken a whole selection of the gymnasts that we have, and we're going to talk about physical abilities. Now, physical abilities that we do at the Academy are a set number of exercises that we do every single day. We will put them up and mix them up within our conditioning, but we will always do these exercises. If we've got a short session, we only do these exercises. And because obviously we need some equipment in the gym, we've had to be really creative, trying to think of ways that we can do the exercises we want to do. I've sent Jo a list of the exercises and how we put them into one of our conditioning sheets. So I know that she's going to make that available to you at the end. And what we're going to do is we're going to just go through a couple of the jobs. So the jobs that we're going to go through today are going to be the press to handstand, because we always do press to handstands every single day, and also leg lifts. But we're going to do them with no apparatus. So we're going to show you how we've been doing it at home when some of our girls have no apparatus at all. So that said, we need to warm up. So I've brought the lovely Alice in, and Alice is going to do our cardio warm up for us. But before we do that, Alice and I are going to have a quick word. So Alice, I know that you've been working at home. It's a very, very different sort of time for you, because you normally spend so much time traveling to the gym, and you've been able to be at home with your family. So how's life at home been?
I mean, there's definitely some like pros and cons to this. Or like, obviously I'm missing gym a lot, but it's been quite nice, like getting to spend time with my family. But I haven't been missing gym that much because we've been doing Zoom classes every day, so it almost feels like as if I've been going to the gym.
Perfect. And what colour nails have you got on today?
Today I've got orange nails for a little sunshine in my life.
Perfect. Okay, so Alice, I asked you to come on today to do our cardio warm-up. We always start with something just to get the heart rate lifted. So Al, if you want to stand up, we'll get started. So basically, we're going to start with some skipping. Now, you don't need to have a skipping rope, to be perfectly honest. Some of our girls have a skipping rope at home, some of them don't. So we're going to do, we would normally do a 3-minute skipping. So I've got my phone here, and I'm going to do a timing of our 3-minute skipping. So anyone that knows me knows I'm not quick. Right, I'm here, got my stopwatch. Are we ready? So the 3 minutes starts now. So the first thing we're going to do is just regular jumping. So we ask our girls to either jump on the floor, jump on a soft mat, or sometimes wear with trainers, and we alternate and mix that up while they're jumping, just because obviously we want to keep them ready and getting back to tumbling. So that's how we ask them to do that. So we're just going to do skipping, jumping. We've got some runs, so we just vary it up. So if we go running on the spot while we're skipping out, so knees up, and all the time we do that, it's knees lifted, toes pointed, because of course we only have a limited amount of time in gymnastics. So if we can work something else while we're working our cardio, or work something else while we're doing a conditioning exercise, it all helps. The other thing that we want to do is hopping. So we hop. So we're just warming up the ankle joint, the legs, getting the heart rate up a little bit. We do moving forward, so you can do that with your feet. You can run forwards, you can run backwards, you can do it with 2 feet together. So we've been going for 1 minute 20 now. Can you do it with 2 feet together, please, Alice? And then you can always also do it with your feet turned in, feet turned out, just so you're warming up the ankles, because remember, in an ideal world, everything you do in gymnastics is going to be landing with your feet together, feet facing forwards. We all know that doesn't happen, so we want to strengthen every position on our ankles. And when we do this, we normally finish with double jumps. They're pretty hard. Our girls are quite good with them now. So Alice, can you do me 5 double jumps? Okay. And again, if you don't have a skipping rope, or if you have a wrist injury, just do it on the spot. If you're sore, you know, you've got sore feet, you can do it on a soft mat, or you can just do it by doing squats instead and walking through the exercises. So we're 2 minutes 10 in, so we've got a little bit more time. So think of a different little bit of skipping that you can do to vary it up. You know, you can do jumping jacks, that's it. Forward and back, side to side. If you're outside, you can do running, a little bit more running forwards, double skips running. What I'd really like is for all my girls to be able to skip like boxers, but I think they spend a lot of time learning that. So maybe one day, maybe now would be a really good time to learn that, because it's a really good cardio exercise. And the other thing I will say is, when I was at an international, the Japanese team had a skipping warm-up. They skipped for 20-25 minutes, and I mean, it was amazing. They certainly did skip like boxers. Okay, that's 3 minutes, Al, so drop the rope. Well done. Okay, so that's excellent, everybody. We've got some, I know we've got some people joining us. So drop your rope, Sienna. That's it, you're done. And right, next job, we're going to do some walking lunges, Alice. So if you turn sideways on, okay, and we're just going to go forwards, bend your back leg, sorry, Al, bend, that's it, and then backwards and backwards. If you've got a longer room, then you can do a few more. Al's just going sideways just to show you how she's doing it. Okay, so we've got 20 walking lunges. We go forwards and we go backwards. And can you see Alice pushes through her feet? That's it. And then we're going to do some side to side leaps, Alice, please. So push to the side. Oh, try and jump. The beam's a little bit in the way, but try and really jump to the side and hold and hold. That's it, knee forwards. So we're really stretching off one foot. Okay, we're now going to go to some deadlifts. So these are to warm up the hamstring. Now, Alice has got a weight bar here, but you can actually do it with nothing. If you turn sideways on, Al, or you could do it holding your water bottle. So just bending forwards and squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings when you stand up. So we're just making sure that everything's warmed up. We've got 10 of these. That's it. Excellent. 2 more. Okay. Okay, and then we would do that all again if we were in the gym, but because we're limited on time, we're going to go to our next set of exercises for cardio, which is a 20-second sprint. Now, obviously, if you're sore, if you've got an injury, you can walk through these exercises, but Alice is fine, so she's going to sprint for 20 seconds as fast as she can. Pumping those arms and going as fast as you can, a little bit faster, Alice, really sprint. Excellent. And then we're going to go to single leg burpees. Please, could you do these? Yeah, side on, that's it. Off you go. So just one leg and then jump. And we do 3 on one leg, 3 on the other, and change. And just try and make sure that you go to a nice front support shape. Remember I said, you know, if we can use an exercise where it really increases our heart rate and our cardio, but also maybe our strength in our front support shapes for bars, then perfect. Okay, and then long jumps, Alice, so 10 long jumps. So use the length of your room, that's it. And keep pushing, and you're pushing right up through your toes. And how we would do this at the Academy, or when we're working on our quarantine workouts, we would do them from one exercise to the next exercise, and we would, you know, continue to do that maybe 2 or 3 times through. So it would probably last for about 10 to 15 minutes, and the girls would be very warm and ready to go. So that's excellent job there, Al. So now if you unmute yourself, you're going to take a very quick warm up, like a little stretch warm up, and explain to the gymnasts that are watching what you're doing.
Okay guys, so we're going to stand up in the centre, circle your right arm, your left arm, and both. You're going to link your hands, press your shoulders. You go down to the floor, arms up. Then we go side to side. And press. And then we're going to go down to pike. Then squat hold. Pike. Squat. You go to a lunge. Always got to remember to warm up your splits before you go in. So you can lunge, push back, bring out your back leg, and then you can go down into splits. And I'm going to lean forwards. Really trying to keep our hips square. Put arms back. And then arms up, like as if you're doing a leap. And then you're going to try and pulse off of the floor. Okay, good job. And then switch legs and lunge. Push back. Grab your back leg. And then we're going to go down into splits and lean forwards. Tight knees and toes, arms back. And then arms up and pretend someone's taking a picture of you in a leap. How do you want to look? Good job. And then you're going to go into a side lunge. And then go to the other side. And slide down into box splits. Okay, then we're going to go into a butterfly. Okay, and now we're going to do some dynamic kicks to really get our legs warmed up. So we're going to kick our right leg up for 5, as fast as you can. And hold. And then grab your leg, pull it as close to you as you can. And then same on the left leg, 5. 5, hold. And then we're going to grab our leg, pull it up. And then we're going to go to this, do the same to the side. So on your elbow, and you're going to kick the 5. And then going to hold. And then sliding down, going to grab with your opposite arm if you can, and pull your leg as close to your body as you can. And then same on the other side. Hold. Same thing again, sliding down, grabbing your leg. Okay, good job. And then we're going to go into a bridge and do 5 pushes.
Oh, Alice, please go up in bridge nicely. You're on camera, remember?
And then once you've done that, roll out. And then we're going to jump up and we'll do 5 rebound jumps. And the last one, finish in a landing position. Up and present. Then you're done.
Perfect, Alice. Thank you ever so much. That was really good. Well done. And thank you. I mean, it takes a lot of confidence to be able to do that. I know you're a confident gymnast, and and it's something that you enjoy doing. So thank you for that, Al. And we're going to go on to doing some sort of drills really for our press to handstands on our physical abilities that we do daily.
Thank you, Alice. That was absolutely fantastic. And Liz, I think you've got a young coach in the waiting there.
I have, yeah. I'm not in the waiting. I'd give her a job tomorrow if we could.
So for the next part, we're going to introduce Erin and Willow. Is that right, Liz?
Yeah, that's right. We've got Erin. Erin, you might have seen her on Gymstar. She's one of our younger gymnasts. She's just qualified for the British Championship. So unfortunately, she was one of the gymnasts that didn't manage to get out into Liverpool to do the British, but they'll always be next year. And then we've got Willow. Willow's one of our we call them munchkins, one of our little babies really in the gym, and she's coached by one of my ex-gymnasts, April, and she's come in today to help us. So right, basically what we're going to do today, ladies, is we're going to talk about the press to handstand. Now, everybody knows, and all the girls that are watching know, and if boys as well, that you can't just wake up one day and decide to be able to do a press to handstand. It takes a lot of practice, and also it has to be performed correctly. Otherwise, if you're doing it with your chest out and on bent arms, then you're not really helping yourself. So we do some exercises here that really help us just to be able to perform that. So normally in our gym we would do press to handstands, we might do them on the beam, we'd do them on some parallettes, maybe on a bar, and do some flexibility. But we've really decided that while we're in quarantine, we're going to break it down so we can get stronger and get maybe a little bit better technique. So we're going to start with our straddle tensioners, ladies. We're going to do 10s of everything. Erin, if you go sideways for me, and then that's it, Willow, you stay where you are. That's it, thank you. So just tensioners, we're going to do 10 tensioners, straddle tensioners. First of all, we're going to do it in measured straddles. So we're going to go from our fingertip to our elbow, and we're going to put that between our knees, fingertip to elbow, put that between your knees, and then you're going to put your hands, if you watch Erin, flat on the floor, just a little bit in front of our knees. And then we're going to lift up and down with straight knees and toes 10 times. Are we ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, press the knees, 5, 6, come on, lighter, harder toes, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to do exactly the same, but over 2 objects. So grab your objects, quick. Okay, so whatever you do, and we're going to go in and out. So exactly the same, measured, and we're going to go 10 in, 10 out. So are we ready? Get ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Excellent. And girls and boys at home, if I'm going a little bit too quickly, don't worry, you can always watch this on a rerun on YouTube and get everything ready. I've tried to be, I want to go through a lot, so I'm moving pretty quickly. The next thing, straddle levers. Now, we may well be able to do a straddle lever, but are we doing a straddle lever where our feet are above our hips? So we practice that. So we do that. We put our hands down, we're going to lift our straddle lever, but leave one heel on the floor. So if we lift up, and we're going to hold for 5. 1, 2, chin up, 3, 4, 5, and rest. And then we swap to the other leg and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can also do this where you pull your legs back. So you hold and then you pull it back, or you pull it in. You can do a whole variation of this exercise. And then the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to do a straddle lever, but we're going to do it from a little rock back and then stand up. And we're going to try and rock back, hold 1, try and get your heels above you, 2, 3, try and go a little bit higher, 4, and 5. And one of the things we don't want to do is rest on our elbows. Erin, can you show me a really poor one where you hook your elbows underneath your knees a little bit? Yeah. Oh. And then you bend your arms a bit and your legs rest on them. Really not what we're looking for. Thank you. Now, once you can do all that and you've practiced that and you've got stronger, the next thing that we do is practice lifting up in a straddle lever without rocking back. Now, this is pretty difficult because you've got to get your balance. So you just push down on the floor and everything lifts off at the same time. So lift off, hold for 3, 1, 2, 3, and down. And then if we go again, so everything, so you're working that your butt comes off at the same time as your legs and your heels. And push down, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Okay, one more. And that's something that you really need to practice. So mums and dads, while you're watching, and you can critique your children because you're like sort of coaches now almost, don't let them rock back. Just rock back a little bit, Erin, to get up. Don't do that. We don't want that. So we're just going to go and lift straight up. Show me, Willow. Straight up. Push and try and go up as high as you can. And back down. Oh, no, no, no. Sit back down on the floor. You're going far too fast for us. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our table lifts. And the reason why I call these a table is because we're lifting off in a flat shape and then we're just lifting everything up and everything down. So if you watch Erin, she goes down and then sinks. She sinks down through the shoulders and then lifts up again, down through the shoulders. But you can see that she's not lifting her hips to go up to the handstand. Excellent. So everyone have a practice of that then, please. We're going to do that 5 times. Are we ready? 1, 2. Don't sit down in between, Willow. 3, 4. Amelie, very good. And 5. And down. And remember, all these little exercises that you're doing, you can do with a hold before or a hold after. Erin, I know we haven't practiced this, but I've just had a thought. So just fractionally turn to me about there. Yeah. Now lift up into straddle lever. And then what I'd like you to do is open your legs out and back together. And that's something else you can do. And you can also do that when you do your table up and down. So you lift your table and you can also do your legs out and back down at the same time. So a lot of these combination of exercises just to make that position very, very strong. Okay, straddle lever tips. So we're going to press, remember no rocking when we go up there. So we're going to hold, then we're going to tip our hips up just a little and back down. Maybe not even that much to begin with. So if you watch Willow, that's it, Willow. Don't stick your head out there, just a neutral head. Your head stuck out so it looks down at the floor as you lift up. Doesn't duck in, but it looks down. There you go. And the reason why we want the head to do that, remember our head is really, really heavy. So we want it to move with us like a pendulum. Okay, now we're going to do the lifts and we're going to do 5, but a little bit higher. And we're going to rest in between each one. So we're going to go lift to straddle lever, point the feet, lift a little bit higher, come down, hold and lower. That's 1. Very nice, Willow. Okay, and lift, straddle lever, lift a little higher, back down, and 2. Lift a little higher, we'll do 3 actually, lift, excellent, and 3. Okay, so Erin, you're going to demonstrate this. So we do this with maybe a panel mat or something like this, but we're going to go, Erin's going to put her back towards the sofa. So this is very, very difficult. And because what we're looking for is we're looking for the head to be in, to stay in, and we're also looking for the back to be rounded. So first of all, we want the most beautiful straddle lever that you can do. Oopsie, there. And then we're going to lift and keep that shape, don't let it and come out. And then how we would get down is tuck our head in and roll. Okay, and just come down. So we're going to try that again. Erin, do it again, please. Remember, if you've got a mat and you tuck your head in, that's great. The reason why we ask the girls to do this is because it gives them a safe way to come out of a press to handstand when they're practicing, but also you can put some cushions on the floor today to make it safe for you. So let's try that again. So, but it's always thinking about keeping your back rounded. So press up, keep rounded, keep rounded, keep rounded, and round. And then just roll out. Excellent. Okay, one more, Erin, please. You have to be very, very strong to be able to do this exercise correctly. Excellent. And if you watch Erin, just at the last minute, she like flicks her legs out so she could do with being fraction stronger. Okay, so I really like that exercise. The next exercise that we're going to do, bearing in mind that we've done a roll. So if you don't have a mat and you don't have a floor that's going to be good enough to do this, then please don't do it. Watch and maybe do it at a later date. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to do an endo roll. So you're going to do exactly the same as what we've done with the sofa, but we're going to just tuck straight into a forward roll. Off we go. So we lift up, we tuck in, and we just roll out. And I call that an endo roll. So we're going to do 2 more. So it's always thinking about the straddle lever. So we're going to press our knees down. We're going to lift up, tip, and roll. Excellent. One more. And again, I love this exercise because firstly, your head has to be in the right position. But secondly, you're teaching the gymnasts how to roll, how to get out if, you know, they can duck their head under and roll forwards. Excellent. Well done. If there's a problem and they're going to tip over. Okay, so after the endo rolls, what we're going to do is we're going to do the straddle lever. Erin, you're just going to demonstrate this to stand, please. So we're going to go from there, chin up, hold the straddle lever, and then we're just going to tip on straight arms to stand up. And then we're going to rise up onto our tiptoes and then go back down to the straddle lever. So no jumping and back down. Very good. Okay, can you just demonstrate that one more time for me, please? Up, tip, excellent, and come back down. I like that a lot. Good. Okay, so from there, we're going to go to a wall. So if you have a wall, I've got Willow over there waiting against the wall for me. So if you have a wall, you can go over to it. Willow, if you turn around to face the wall, please. And you're going to straddle and basically lean your shoulders on the wall, and you're just going to tip forwards and then go up to a handstand and then come back down. Now, obviously, guys, make sure that your surroundings are very safe, and please don't try this if it's not. You can do it with your shoulders up against the sofa. So if you go over, you've got the sofa there too. So try that one more time, Willow. So you're going to stand in straddle stand. You're going to literally go up, no jumping, just tip up onto your tiptoes and then lean against the wall, up to a handstand and then back down. And because your shoulders can lean against the wall and your back can lean against the wall, it helps you with your fingertips. And again, like I said, only do this if it's very, very safe. The next job that we would then do is we would sit into straddle into straddle lever, Willow, please. Sit down on the floor. That's it. And then we would just literally lift to stand. And the reason why we do it with the wall behind us is because we want to encourage our hips to go over our head. And if we don't encourage our hips to go over our head, then we're going to be pushing backwards and not making the handstand. And we see this a lot when little gymnasts start to learn it, they're pushing backwards. So this is a really good one. So Willow, can you demonstrate that again for me, please? Press down, press down, press down, and excellent. So once you can do that, then you could lean your chest up against the wall, and then you could go all the way back up to handstand. And that's why we practice the roll. Have another turn of that, please, Willow. So you can go up to handstand, balance on your feet, all the way up, all the way up. And you can either roll out like Willow's done, or she's going to try one more where you go up to handstand, Willow, and then try and come back down to stand. And these are all pretty safe exercises that you can do. Just make sure your surroundings you've got mum's best coffee table isn't right by you. And all the way down to stand. And then can you go there to straddle lever? Excellent. Oh, don't sickle your feet. Very, very good. Okay, excellent. Right, so we've got all those drills. Now, Erin, over to you. Now you're going to demonstrate, you've done all those drills, you've worked really, really hard at them. You're going to do me the very best press to handstand that you can do. Nice straddle lever. Elbows straight, chest in, beautiful handstand. You can see that she's on balance. Oh no, goodness, Erin, oh dear. Come on, one more try. Just press on your fingertips. This is beautiful, but when you get up there, press on your fingertips and balance. And then slowly back down, and make sure you go to the most beautiful straddle lever with your chin up, your heels high, and back down. Very nice, very nice. And actually, guys, to do one beautiful straddle lever is very, very difficult. Doing these drills will help you become stronger to get that very good straddle lever. But alongside that, you do need to practice your handstands, your handstand shaping, and everything, and that's something we would be doing alongside this. So here at the Academy, we would be doing probably 10 press to handstands in a row, having done a number of these drills throughout the years before we get there. So that's our little tutorial on our straddle levers. I do hope you go home and practice, or while you're at home, you practice some of these drills. So when you go back to gym, your presses are going to be so much better. Your coaches will be saying, oh my goodness, look how much better your presses are. Just one thing that I would like to say is some of these exercises your parents can help you with. Oh, that's our lady from the nursery just arriving. So yeah, one of these things that your parents can do, they can go in front of you and just take your hips, just so instead of being a wall, so they can just help you a fraction if you need it, if you don't have anywhere safe that you can roll over. Willow, can you take yourself off mute, please? Thank you for helping us. How have you been finding training at home?
It's like a bit different, but like I enjoy spending a bit more time with my family, but also I do miss my gym friends, my school friends and stuff.
So are you, fingers crossed, going to hopefully get back to school and gym quickly then?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've tried to keep you as engaged as possible with gymnastics, haven't we? We see you every morning, so, you know, and we love it that your dad's built you a room so you can do gymnastics in. Willow did tell me that the room was built prior to the lockdown. It wasn't just for lockdown. Okay, thank you very much, Willow. And we're going to be going on with Erin to do our leg lifts. And we're going to invite Daisy into coming to help us. Daisy is one of our intermediate gymnasts, and although we've been engaging with our elite athletes, also it's really important that our intermediate gymnasts come in. They do our cardio with us every day, and they do our ballet. We do ballet every day with them as well. So Daisy's one of our intermediate gymnasts, and she comes maybe 3 times a week. And so we wanted to just show that you can be any level doing this, you know, doing gymnastics. So even our intermediate guys do their physical abilities. They might do them a little bit different, and we're going to show you some of the changes that we do if you're injured or if you're maybe not as strong. So the next thing we're going to do is leg lifts. Now, we all know what a leg lift is. We have wall bars and we leg lift away. Well, we don't have wall bars at home, so we got to think outside the box as to how best to practice and work our leg lifts. So what we do is we lie down on the floor. So we pretend to hold the wall bars. That's it. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go 10 from lying to vertical. So from flat lying to vertical. So off you go. So 10, 1 and down. And we're pushing our back 2 and down into the floor. 3, push your back harder, Elsie. 4, 5, 6, 7, and really push down. 8, 9, and 10. And before we move on, if I could just show you with Daisy, drop your arms by your sides, Daisy, and do that exercise. So if that's a little bit hard, you could do it with your arms down by your sides, or show me the leg bent one as well. So you go into like a W, so you go straighter and then you bend it. Okay, and if you're really struggling, because the important thing here is to keep your body shape, you can actually do it with 2 bent legs. Can you just demonstrate? So you could just, yeah, and you can even keep them bent and just stretch them out along the mat. So there's a lot of variation. So the next exercise we're going to do is the vertical to the floor. So straight arms, because we're holding, remember, the wall bar, and we're going to touch the wall bar and back down to vertical. So off we go, 10. That's it. Press those knees and toes together. Legs together, Lilia. Yeah, that's better. Excellent job. Darcy, point your toes. Very good. Press the backs of the knees as well. Excellent job. So when you've done 10 of those, we're then going to put the 2 exercises together. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come up and then over the head, but basically what Daisy's going to do, she's going to do it with 1 leg bent, then the other leg bent, just to make it a little bit easier for her to be able to keep her back pushed into the floor. Off you go. That's it. And then she'll swap legs. There you go. And all the time. So if you're doing these exercises and you're really struggling with your form, think of an easier way. You can even drop your arms down by your sides, please, Daisy, as well. That's it. So you can do it with your arms down by your sides as well, just to make it easier. And you can keep your leg bent the whole time if you wish. Daisy comes back from having a little bit of a hip injury as well. So these are some of the changes that we made for her when she did that. Okay, so we've done 5 of those. So now we're going to do the V-sits, but we'll do 10, but they're low V-sits. So when we do low V-sits, our arms are down by our sides. We go with our hands through our knees, all the way down and then back. That's it. So we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Reach your hands through, Daisy. Horizontal, 5. And that's it. 6 down, 7 down, 8 down, 9 down, 10. And again, exactly the same. Daisy, you're going to demonstrate. You can do this with a bent leg and go. So you can go 1 and 2 and it just makes it a little bit easier. Okay. And then we're going to go to our full V-sits. So this time we're going to reach for our toes. So 1, do it in your own count, because I think my counting is putting you off. So we've got 10 of those to do. Reach for your toes. Again, you can make this easier. You can do it with a bent leg. You can do it with your arms down by your side so they don't go back over your head. I mean, these girls are pretty well prepared. but there's a lot of different variations that you can do. Okay, so we've gone 10 V-sits and then short, and then 10 V-sits long. And then we also do alternate V-sits, so switches, and we do these double time. We do 20 of them, but we reach for our toes. That's something else. We want to really encourage the knees to be stretched and the toes to be pointed. So we really want to reach up and stretch to touch our feet. Excellent. Okay, next job, L hold. So it's a pike lever. Now, Daisy's going to show you one way to do it, and then Erin will show you the other. So Daisy's going to do a pike hold, but she's going to keep one leg on the floor. Okay, and then she can swap round. Daisy, try and put your hands a little bit. Can you see your hands are quite far back? Try and put them forward a little bit more. That's it. It'd be a bit harder. Oh, yes. And lift your chin up. That's it. And then the other. And then you can start by holding it for 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and then 10 seconds. So we'll start with the 3 seconds one, please. And Erin, you join in. 1, 2, 3, and down. Then we go to 5 seconds and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And then we go to the 10-second and lift. 1, 2, 3, chin up, Daisy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, excellent. Now we're going to go to the shoulder stand. Okay, so we do this shoulder stand. We're going to do it with bent legs for both of them first. And the reason why we do this is the shoulder stand fall is because it's really important to keep your hips open and to keep the shape. And I would rather have an adaptation to the exercise where we're keeping and focusing on doing the quality rather than just doing it. So I want the legs straight, the knees the toes pointed. If I need to bend a leg, I will. So the first thing we're going to do is go up to shoulder stand and hold. And you want to see that your toes are over your hips, that are over the tops of your shoulders. So do me a really bad shoulder stand, Erin, where your feet come over your head more. Yeah, we don't want that. So we're really looking to go up taller in a straight line like a pencil. And then we're going to slowly come down, but bend one leg. That's it. Keep your knees together. That's it. And then back up, try and go back up in a nice shape. And then you can do it with the other leg. It is a lot easier with bending one leg, but it also helps them keep that lovely shape. And then try both legs, Erin, but I remember it's the shape. I don't want any hips closing, hips closing, hips closing. And when they're very strong, they can lift like that, back up. But I don't think you're there quite yet, Erin, are you? Not quite, no. So we would then encourage them to do it off one leg. We have a few girls at the gym that are very strong that can do that. But I mean, in fairness, they've been working it for a very, very long time, and their whole body and their core is tight. Okay, so now we've conditioned what we want to do with the leg lifts, but we need to go on a wall bar. We don't have one, so we're going to go to the sofa. So they've both got sofas there. So off the sofa, when we say off the sofa, they shuffle down a little bit. We're going to go from touching the floor to horizontal. They're just going to grab the back of the sofa. So touching the floor to horizontal. So the exercises we were doing before. That's it. Excellent. So that's the first part of the leg lift. And obviously gravity is helping us a little bit compared to when we're hanging. So we do those. And you can do them with a bent leg as well, just to help you. And then from there, we're going to do 10 from vertical over and back. So 10. So if you count them, ladies, make sure you go to a proper 90-degree vertical. And although even if you have wall bars at home, I would definitely still do these jobs, because what these jobs are doing is encouraging great form and technique. And when you can do these perfectly, and then you can do leg lifts perfectly on the bar, then, you know, it's an exercise that's well worth doing. Until you can do these perfectly on a bar, then you will struggle with, you know, keeping your legs together and legs tight, maybe on an upstart or something like that. So once we've done, we're going to do the whole thing now. So we're going to do 10 leg lifts. Excellent. all the way up. Very good. And we're going to go up and touch the top of the sofa. Gymnasts, please don't blame me if your parents don't like you climbing over your sofa. I'm going to deny that I ever told you to climb on the sofa. So just make sure your parents have agreed that you can climb over their best sofa before you do it. So that's the sort of thing we would do. And then from there, we would go to a bar. You can get some great chin-up bars. They're very cheap. You can put them between your door frame, and you can lift up and do your leg lifts that way. You can also put a handstand bar between two seats a little bit higher up. I know you've done that, Erin, sometimes. You know, had we all have known that the lockdown was going to take this length of time and possibly even longer, you know, we might have invested a little bit more into the bars. And now we're thinking, is it worth it? I mean, bars is the one piece that's really hard to emulate at home. So just to hang off anything is really good. And so we try and encourage the girls to do that as well. So we've done our leg lifts, we've done our straddle levers. I know that I sent Jo lots and lots of programs that we use. So basically I've got one here, so she'll send you this, but it's basically one of our programs. In the red is the exercise, but in the black is some of the drills that we do to help get that exercise properly, and that would be our 40-minute conditioning one day. So just as we start, Daisy, thank you very much. Do you want to take yourself off mute? Thank you, Daisy, for demonstrating. I know it's been tough for you. You've come back from injury, haven't you, and just got back and all this happened. How are you finding training at home?
Well, it's different to what we normally do, but because we do so much at home, it's still similar to what we do at gym anyway.
Well, I'm glad about that. And so we hope to see you back in the gym soon. And we're going to keep Erin, because we're going to go to our next little bit, which is we're just going to finish off. We always finish off with some sort of strength and flexibility. So we're just going to give you a very quick strength and flexibility of something that we do in our gym. So we're very, very lucky to have a flexibility coach, and these are some of her exercises that we're going to do. So the first thing is we're going to stand on one leg. We're going to put our arms out. We're going to stand on one leg. We do not put our leg on the floor that is not touching the floor now. So Erin is standing on her left leg. Her right leg does not touch the floor in any of these exercises. So we're going to pull our knee to chest 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to straighten our leg 3 times. 1, bend, 2, 3. Then we're going to go down, don't touch the floor though, and up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the side, bend, arm forwards. 1, 2, 3. And then straighten. 1 and 2 and 3 and up and down. 1, try and balance. 2 and 3, and turn to the side and up to arabesque. 1, 2, 3. Then arms and shoulders and leg at the same time. 2 and 3, and bend and bend. 1, 2 and 3. Well done. And the other leg. And that really does kill the leg that you're stood on, really hits into the glute. Okay, off we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, bend, 2, bend, 3 and up, 2 and 3 and side, 1 and 2 and 3 and straighten. Try and straighten it without kicking it. 2, that's it. So it's a slow movement. And 3 and leg up. Nice straight knee painting, please. 2, 3 and turn and 1 and 2 and 3, then arms, shoulders and leg at the same time, pull them back, 2 and 3, and then bend in and bend, 1, ooh, stay still, 2 and 3. Very good. Okay, and then we're just going to go down onto the floor. Erin, if you can move your camera a little, I think, just fractionally, and we just go, if you can take yourself off mute, Erin. Thank you. And if you go down into the splits, so we're just going to have a little bit of a stretch out. So we just watch Erin, she's going into a lunge, just having a little push down there. One of the things that you can really do, guys, in this time is to improve your flexibility. It's one of the things from a coach's perspective, we never really get a chance to do as much as we want. And it's going to really, really help you. First of all, you won't get as many deductions when you compete. And then on the other side of things, you're going to be less likely to get injured because you have flexibility on your side. Can you just go through all our stretches so you can just stretch out, Erin? Sorry.
Stretch back.
Thank you.
Grab your back leg.
And one of the other things that we've done at the Academy, because I know everyone, they message us and they're interested, what are your girls doing? So our girls come on to Zoom at 8:30 every morning. We do a cardio, half an hour cardio. We have 3 different cardio coaches, so it's quite a variety for them. We then do our ballet with Miss Lisa. We do half an hour ballet every morning from 9 till 9:30. And then we do we have a hip hop teacher that comes in. We have a flexibility teacher. We have people that they have their programs. The girls that I coach, they have a vault, bars, beam and floor program. The other gymnasts have their coaches work through the programs with you. 3 times a week, we do additional conditioning, which is similar to this. We do all our physical abilities together. There's sort of about 7 or 8 exercises that we do. So yeah, and we've joined other clubs and other clubs have joined us. So that's been quite nice as well. So we're just sharing a lot of things, but there are a lot of things on the internet, some absolutely amazing workouts for gymnasts on the internet. And I would just say, go have a look and be open-minded on everything. Because even if you only take a tiny little bit from somebody, of something that you've seen is going to be beneficial. The only thing I will say is if you have any rehab or prehab that you have to do, that your coaches have asked you to do, make sure you do that as well. We're just going into the final split.
Grab your back leg.
Erin, are you looking forward to doing the British next year then?
Yeah.
What were you most excited about if you were going to do it?
Probably the experience, like going and competing with like other people who you might not know.
Yeah, true. What about going onto a podium? You've never competed on a podium, have you?
No.
That's the podium is the bit that you get, you climb up onto where the floor is and that sort of thing. So that would be exciting.
Yeah.
I think the leotards as well. All our girls are very excited about the leotards. So the leotard that Erin has got on now was our warm up, and we had a long sleeve version for the British, but never mind. Maybe another competition we'll wear it. Who knows? But yeah, it's one of our favourites. Perfect.
Arms back and back.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the lesson that you had today. I know I whizzed through it really quickly. I'd like to thank all my helpers. So Erin, Alice, Daisy and Willow. I'd just like to thank them all, to be honest. And, I hope that you can get through lockdown and you come back stronger and more flexible.
Liz, and thank you again to your Academy Angels for taking part in this workout for everybody to do at home. As Liz has said, what she's provided you with is a platform that you can continue working on your strength, flexibility safely at home, because we know being out of the gym for this amount of time is going to affect gymnasts. So by doing all these home exercises, you're not going to lose that important strength and flexibility that you're going to need for training, hopefully in the very near future. Make sure you send in lots of pictures, hashtagging QQW, as we will be doing a spot prize. And Liz, I believe you also wanted to do a competition.
Oh yes, we have a competition. So a shout out to our social media platforms. We have hashtag the Academy of Gymnastics and hashtag Academy Angels. And if you put a picture of yourselves up and hashtag the QQW and ourselves, we will pick somebody to join us for one of our workouts this week. So make sure you do that. So shout out to all our social media channels, and I'm sure Joe will put that up somewhere, because I probably got it wrong.
As well as all the information that Liz has provided us with you, so you can have it on email. So make sure to receive it via email. You are subscribed to our newsletters. That way you'll have exclusive access to all the information that we're doing on our Quatro Quarantine Workouts. Yeah, that's the one, Liz.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for that very kind offer that the Academy are doing, so that they're going to let one of the gymnasts take part in one of their own training sessions, which is a very special prize indeed. So once again, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you all on Wednesday for our next workout session.
Thank you, Joe.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.